Like with anything in life, there is an infinite number of things that are healing to us. 111 Ways to Heal podcast is about that. Enjoy. Welcome to 111 Ways to Heal. This is a different format again because I'm still finding and searching for what's going to be best for this episode or for the episodes in future. But I feel like it's the most fitting for this one, especially because Arke is here and she is my bestie and I'm really excited to interview. This is Arke's, 100th interview, but at least it is the first one in person. So I'm really excited to interview her and share who she is and her incredible story as much as we can in 1 hour, but focus on the important parts, of course, and dive deeper into some path and very meaningful discussions like we really do all the time. And it's going to be really awkward in a way because we speak Russian to each other, so it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic because we do want to be as authentic as possible all the time we show up online, but this is not authentic because we don't speak English to each other. But we're going to do our best, and I hope you enjoy today. I will start with a little bit of introduction, and then Arke will go into, you can call her Arke because it's a bit easier, I guess, to pronounce, but she's my bestie. I can call her real name.
That's true.
Hopefully I say it properly.
No,
but
that was perfect.
I really want to give a bit of an introduction to her because I get to see her beautiful story and get to experience her beautiful personality every time we are together, and it's a bit different to experiencing someone online. And I know a lot of people looking up to her or just seeing something incredible, and there is so much to see in her ability to guide and to share the authentic story that is almost like a beacon for some people. And I get to experience that firsthand, and I was so honored to meet her just randomly, and we've already met, but then meet her again in my life and get to know the parts that she was keeping to herself, I feel for eternity, and then being in that presence of her opening up. We both were going through spiritual awakening at the similar time. Mine was a lot longer than hers because I feel that story is already somewhere on the internet, which is magical in itself. Maybe you'll share a little bit that, I don't know, but being a witness to Arke coming out of this one path and stepping into something so just mind-boggling different but so fitting to who you are has been really a privilege of mine, and just being able to properly witness that and all of the parts of it is beautiful, and thank you for sharing that with me. And I'm glad that you are sharing that with people online as well. We've been reflecting on that. She's doing that thanks to me, of course.
That is true.
I did encourage her to share this only because I do remember listening to some of her experiences, thoughts, memories, or even things that she would research and just think, how are you keeping this to yourself? This is going to be so moving for some people. And it is. And that's why you need to hire me as your PR agent. But in all seriousness, it's a privilege to see something brilliant in the person and actually have that validated by others seeing that in you as well. And again, beyond excited to have you on my podcast. Today, I would love you to share who you are, and I feel that changes every year, that changes every month, that changes every week. That's But
That
who
is
are
true.
you now? And what do people know you for as well? Because I do want to say, like, it's really incredible that there are a lot of people online who know you through some interviews you've done, so some of the videos you post, and I feel like they have that a different connection to you because you really do open up so much. So please do share.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It is very unnatural to speak English to you, but I do my best. And thanks for all the incredible things you said to me, and I truly appreciate it. And I know that you say that to me all the time, but still. And thank you for inviting me. This is, by the way, my first in-person interview, and I'm very excited because this is my best friend's podcast, and it means a lot to me to be a part of your journey, to be a friend. And she's, by the way, was my first best friend that I consciously chose. I prayed and I manifested. I really wanted to be her best friend. I remember saying, praying, please, God or whatever, divine, make her my best friend. I will work hard for it. And yeah, here I am. And I'm very excited to be part of your journey, see your growth, and I hope everybody can feel the energy and the work you put into it. It is incredible and it is authentic, and there is a pure intention behind it, which I'm witness of. What do I do? I think I'm known for my pre-birth experience online, and I shared that pre-birth experience thanks to you because you've encouraged me a lot and inspired to post online when I didn't even know what social media was. You were the first person to show me TikTok and tell me, Arke, you gotta share. Arke, you gotta share your experience and your journey. So I did. And to my surprise, a lot of people responded positively, and now I appear on a lot of podcasts because of the pre-birth experience I have in my life's journey and how I overcame the challenges. I just decided to share and show up as myself. And yeah, I right now coach people on a daily basis. I coach them in their life's journey, in their spiritual journey, or whatever you want to call it, as a guide, as a friend. I coach and help as much as I can. And I do post content out on YouTube and Instagram and still share authentically who I am, in hopes of reaching out to someone out there who's also hiding and who's also afraid of sharing. And I hope that they can find that strength to be authentic online as well and be unapologetically themselves. That's what I do right now, and I also volunteer, travel a lot. I'm still in the process of self-discovery and learning day by day, moment by moment, still exploring myself. So in one word, I guess, people know me as a volunteer. I help a lot. I just do my best to serve the world around me, people around me, do my best. Basically, I'm humaning with all the other humans.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I human.
Thank you so much, and we all are doing our best, I guess, figuring that part out. Now that you're doing all these things and humaning and just figuring a bit things out, what does the path look like to you, and do you feel like you're on that path that is like your highest purpose, and do you feel like that is an important part to discover before you go on the path? And what is your view about this overall?
That's a great question. Does it feel like I am walking my path? And how to know if it's the right path? Or am I on that? I always say, I think it was on my first podcast, which I appeared on. I always say I am on a pathless path. It doesn't have a clear direction, and I don't think anybody's path has that. And that is the perfect path that you can ask for, pathless, where you can create whatever you want. You can change as many times as you want, and that is your right. In terms of my path, I always focus on walking my path from the space of my heart, from the space of love, and that feels authentic to me. That feels right. And I feel like when I create from the space of my heart, when I walk with love, yes, it is pathless. Yes, it is unknown. But it is the right direction because it is me creating something new, something mine, and figuring it out as I go with love and with good intentions. So my path is pathless, and does it feel like it was my purpose all along? It does, because I feel like a lot of us have our answers from our inner child, from our childhood. As a child, my favorite thing in the world was to watch people. Humans humaning. I loved observing people. People got their roles. Someone was angry, someone was clumsy, and someone was a grandpa, someone was this and that. I loved watching people. I loved questioning them, asking them, how do you think? What does it feel like? What's that? What is your purpose? Why are you on earth? Why are we on earth? As a kid, I was very curious, and that was one thing I loved the most. Watching the nature, watching people, watching animals, observing, and I found it to be so beautiful, and my dream was to grow up faster. I remember thinking to myself, I want to grow up faster. I want to live a long life, and I want to try all. I want to try all. I want to be a human. I want to be a painter. I want to try and learn how to paint, draw. I want to try singing. I want to try dancing. I want to become a teacher and teach children. I want to help. I want to do gardening. I want to do this and that. And there was an essay in school, which was, I think the title of was, who do you want to become, or what do you want to be when you grow up? And I put everything, and I failed. I got a bad mark. I got an F, but the thing was, it was the truth. I wanted to be human fully and experience it all the darkness, all the light, and learn from everybody and meet people from all walks of life, because I still find myself being so taken back by the beauty every human being carries. In my journey, I meet so many beautiful people that helped me become me. So in a way, I am living my dream life, my purpose, I guess you could call. And being a human was always my purpose, just to be human, be a good human, and learn from others. And whatever in the moment from my heart feels like creating, walking towards, that's my path. So it's pathless, but from a space of love.
And I'm curious, and I'm privy to that information because I know you, and I am open for you not to go there if you're not comfortable, and we can cut it out. But yeah, I know that path never, like, not always seemed easy in your life, right? It might not have felt like everyone is really kind or is really maybe like reflecting now, it feels like they needed to be that presence in your life. But when I feel like when I was getting to know you, that was the biggest confusing part about like your path is like hearing, and you've been saying that since we've met, like loving people and treating everyone with compassion and accepting yourself and everyone else, and like really having almost that monk in you saying that since childhood, which is really beautiful. But life really tested you. And I feel like when you don't hear the part that life really did test you, it's easy to assume that, oh, it's easy to say that life is all wonderful, because you might have, the assumption would be you probably had a just easy life and it was all fine and dandy. But I assure you it wasn't. And I am just curious of how were you able to move on? And I feel like maybe that is the part that resonates with people as well, is like, how are you able to move on from experiences that are so heavy and really just transmute it into an opposite reaction, I would say, that normal humans would experience, right? So tell me more about that.
Okay. Thanks for the question. I do understand that. I do know and remember that my path wasn't always easy, and there are things in my life. When I was younger, in my early 20s, I wished that it wasn't my life. I wished to be somebody else, to be born in a normal place, normal family, normal dynamic. There were hardships ever since I was a child, of being abandoned, growing up in domestic violence and abuse, and poverty, and losing my loved ones, my parents, my grandparents. When you are in that, when you are going through something, it does feel really heavy, and it felt heavy. I felt lost and confused. But I was able to feel the pain, all the emotions that were coming up in those phases, situations. I felt. And when you truly, truly feel and allow yourself to be in that, allow yourself everything that is happening, you will slowly drop into your heart, where you find compassion, strength to overcome, and slowly find a way for yourself that feels right to you. Every time I had a choice, do I want to use this pain to become ruthless? Do I want to take a revenge? Do I want to be bitter? Do I want to be angry? Do I want to prove people something? Or do I just want to let go and find strength to move on, focus on myself, and write a new story? There's always a choice. Do you want to me, it felt like there was always a choice. Do you want to become a victim? And do you want to be in that pain and feel it? Or do you want to become wiser? Or try to become wiser and learn from it? And I always chose this part, the one that was calling me to be wiser, to rise higher, to learn. Not always, obviously. I've tried the other part as well. I tried being ruthless. I tried being closed and angry, but it didn't feel like me. It felt unnatural. I couldn't treat people badly. I couldn't be like them. It wasn't me. In a way, I started doing what I know best, which is being gentle with people that hurt me or myself, and everything that comes towards me. I just accept it gently with an open heart, with an open arms. And the lessons started revealing themselves later on. The thing is, life is like a teacher. The whole universe is a loving teacher. And when you're going through a tough time, when you're going through something really difficult, no need to rationalize, no need to seek the lesson right away, no need to question everything, but just allow yourself to feel, to be in it. And then later on, it's like an exam. And when the exam is over, your loving teacher will reveal the lesson, the answers. The loving teacher is within you, by the way. But the thing is, everything felt like an exam, all the difficulties and situations in my life. And the answers were coming later on. The lessons I learned, they were coming later on. When I was bullied, I just allowed it. I allowed it. I didn't know why people were doing that. I was nice to them. I was kind to them. Allowed it. And later on, because I was in it already, my heart was seeking little bits of kindness. So because I was being bullied, I just started treating people kindly even more. Strangers, I was working in the restaurant, customers, kindly helping, going above and beyond for everybody. Sacrificing myself because I was already in a bad place. I was already down, alone, lost. So I just kept giving and giving. And then later on, I realized I should give it to myself as well. Be kind to myself and stand up for myself. And again, it ended. The bullying ended. I became stronger. And then the lesson was revealed later. This is just an example. The lesson was revealed later that I find strength in helping, that I'm actually quite powerful person and I can help. And being kind and giving comes easily to me. And a lot of things been revealed that I can be different and that is okay. I can be gentle, sensitive and different, and I was accepted for it later on. So I didn't have to become like bullies and be get to their level to stand up for myself. I was doing it in a gentle way and it was my way, so I found it. And I still apply that. I'm kind to everybody, even if people are bullies or they're disrespectful, I'm still kind to them. And that I found great satisfaction and strength and compassion in that I can just allow people be there for them. And I saw many of my bullies and people who were abusive change. They changed, asked for forgiveness, said sorry, and cried. So I learned that my way was always the right way, even if it's not very common to be living with your open heart. The world tells you to be strong, to be defensive, to be this, but you can. It is safe to live with an open heart.
That's beautiful and so difficult. Not for it doesn't come naturally to some people, I feel like, or we like to say that to ourselves. I heard a study about how for the longest time it was kind of referred to humans are like naturally evil because, you know, we're like meant to be fighting for our rights, or like all the natural selection and everything. It's like pointed towards that, like the strongest one survives and everything. But then that was completely disproved and shown that no, actually people are naturally kind and loving, and it's the distractions outside that pull that negative emotion from us, that disconnect us from the heart. And I feel like we are coming across a lot more people talking about and pointing that out, like in mainstream media, mainstream music, all of the movies that are really draw you to negativity in life or in yourself, rather than exploring that kindness and loving heart that you have, but it's not like common, for example, right? Or interactions, or it's even in some families, it's like normal to bully your loved one rather than to show them directly that you love them. Because, and then, you know, if you grow up in that environment, your connection to heart is going to be quite far away and won't be the second nature to you. And seeing people and examples of the opposite reactions is helpful. So thank you for being, like, I guess, the beacon in a way. And I feel like I had to learn that as well. I've grown up with quite expressive, angry mom who definitely showed me that I don't want to be like that, but also did not really show me the loving and kind and open heart from the get-go. I had other family members to have that example, but we learn so much from it. We take so much from mom. So I feel like I did have the first tendency to be defensive or to be like strong but not open-hearted sort of movement in throughout my life. And it's again, it's mind-boggling that kind of maybe because of your pre-birth memory, like you were just able to, regardless of the circumstances in life, you were able to like just like walk through with that memory of heart connection. Do you have any times in your life where you feel like you weren't as connected to your heart?
Let me think. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think it was when I was living in the survival state. That is when your heart just disappears and you live through your mind, and your mind is filled with what to do, where to go, what to achieve, what others are doing, what do you need to be doing, what are you gonna eat, where are you gonna live, you need to catch up, and this and that. Of course, when you're in a survival mode, it's all about self, and it's about me, what do I need, what we need, what my child needs, what this needs, and all sorts of things. That was when I felt more disconnected. However, I feel there is a thing that I am thinking of is suffering. I know that in Buddhism people say that a lot, that life is suffering. I don't agree with it, but I don't disagree. In a way, suffering is good. And when I was growing up, I did feel like I was suffering a lot. Even in the survival mode, it's all suffering. It is really hard. And when you're in suffering, when I was suffering, I was at my most vulnerable moment. And any sort of kindness, any compliment, or a random person smiling was really, really touching, and it meant a lot. So even when I felt like my heart was closing and I should be focusing on my survival and my next rent and feeding myself and my brother, still somebody saying, hey, you did well today, thanks for your help, and hey, thanks for your suggestion, and have a good day. Or someone's asking, hey, how are you? You've been down, you look down really, are you okay? Those kinds of things, little things that people do all around us, they do matter. They they have a huge impact. And when you are suffering and when you are in the survival mode, that touches you deep because you're in the most vulnerable space where everything is just huge. So whenever my heart was closing, people, the outside world, was reminding me to open it. And I think it does it to all of us. We just have to pay attention. And I say this a lot. The outside world is our friend. And it's here to teach us, and it's here to guide us whenever the internal world can go wild. Internal thoughts can go against you as well. But the outside world is there to remind you when you're suffering, when you're at your most vulnerable moment, to look around at those who are suffering, going through the same. Find compassion for them and then direct it to yourself. So it goes both ways. So I guess in a way, every time my heart was closing, whenever it was closing, people around me, my siblings, friends, strangers, animals, they just kept reminding me of the things that matter, of things that are simpler, more natural, more loving and easy. And it kept me going. That there is kindness in the world, there is light in the world, as well as my pre-birth memory that I had. In my pre-birth memory, before I was born, I was told that I would be welcomed, that I would be loved, that I would be supported and protected, and Earth is my home. And I kept it with me, and I truly believed it. I waited for the moment where I will feel that love and welcoming. I just waited patiently and tried to give it myself to other people until they give it back. But even if they don't, it's okay. I thought it's alright. But I knew that my mom and dad loved me when they were with me. My grandparents loved me when they were with me. My brother loves me. My sister loves me. My friends love me. They do now. Now that I have friends, they love me. But back then, I knew, okay, my brother definitely loves me. So that carried me. I thought, okay, somebody loves me. And it doesn't have to be the whole world, but one person loves me, and that's enough. So it kept me going and going. And whenever I tried to be ruthless and my heart was closed and I was living in a survival state, okay, and trying to work and get money to pay for my brother, for myself, and pay rent and food, and I would be really angry and criticize people or be not be nice. But my brother, who's 2 years younger than me, I would see him helping other people. Even if we don't have enough food, money, he would just give strangers money, food, help a woman cross the street and with bags. And that always I would get angry at him. But at the same time, that always kept me going and inspired me a lot to stay with my open heart and be gentle like him. If he can do that, I can do that too. I don't have to be this strong, independent, and always defensive and survivor. I don't have to be that. And whenever I wasn't myself, he would hug me and tell me, "You're not like that. Stop that." So he was there for me, and that was my strength.
That's beautiful. And it's so nice to have reminders like that in life. And for me, it's beautiful that again, like life kept reminding you and kept holding you, and like you having that trust in the first place, I feel like was also manifesting all of that support that you were then receiving as well. And I am kind of really happy to now see you in this state of like almost, I would say, continuous open heart and continuous that shine of compassion, acceptance of life, people around, and being the sort of like that giving hand and like giving that love to people now. And I always kind of observe you and see you when we like hang out, that you are really that kind of person to someone else. I feel like every time we are somewhere on the street, people would like talk to you, like they would see that in you, like they would come up, ask for directions, do something else. Like I do feel like that attracts, like that kindness in you kind of already attracts the people that need help. And I feel like being that for people is very, like if you, and that's for any listeners, like if you don't feel like you're for some reason not worth the love or not worth the, like the kindness, and it's not worth it just for you to do it for yourself, remember that having that open heart does a lot for others. And starting with the selfless sometimes is easier than starting for yourself, because self-love is, I would say, arguably one of the hardest things sometimes to learn. But so it is really a testament that helps a lot people around you. If you feel like, for example, you have a difficult situation in your family and dynamics are really difficult, even your inner sort of response to things can be already a big contribution to changing that situation, even if at that moment it might feel like you can't really connect to doing that for yourself. I feel like I see that a lot in you, and maybe it was starting that way as well, being that helping hand and finding strength in helping others. And now I feel like arriving to this place of loving and self-compassion for yourself as well. I'm curious to also, like, going back to the talk about path. I feel like a lot of people are looking for their path, and the talk of purpose. Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? All of these things pop up. Also, I know you've been coming across people misinterpreting your journey as something to aim for, as their path. And then you've also just shared that you feel like you're living your path. And I feel like for some, especially if like we think about the people who identified your path as their path and just aiming just to replicate everything step by step, or like hearing your advice on like, how do I go to sleep and go to astral realm and like forgive my nemesis and ascend, like whatever, right? Like, or go to astral, or like do something else, travel, volunteer, and that seems like a beautiful life to live, and I want to be doing that, like, or having those experiences, spiritual experiences. How do we get that message to people who might misinterpret that as something to aim for, to really identify something that would really be their authentic path? Even though I feel like your message is, I walk my pathless path, right? But like at the same time, I do feel like people are really looking for the answer, like what is the path? And like your path seems great, like I want to do that. What do we say to them?
That's a great question. It is true that sometimes when I share my path and the things that I learned, people can focus on what I do, and they ask me, how can I get started with this? I want to do that. I want to do the same. I always tell them to look inward and ask yourself if it's truly what you want, not just something you admire and you just want to do it because it is an illusion of something you put on a pedestal as something to go for, to aim for. But is it something that you truly want? But also give it a go if you feel like giving it a go. With their path, I think I was 23 or 24 when I had this out-of-body experience which I've been told by my spirit guides. And I was given a life review of everything I did, every person I met on earth, every moment of my life until the age of 24 or 23, I forgot. And it was super quick, but I could feel everything, my own emotions, people's emotions, and they said, well done. And I was very confused. I wasn't sure of what they were talking about, and I said, I failed in everything. I have no I don't have a degree, I don't have a career, I don't have a lot of money, I'm not supporting my family as much as I would like to support, and I'm not achieving my goals as much as I would like to support. I don't have a house, I don't have a car, I don't have anything, I don't have a family of my own. And I said, I failed. What do you mean? I have not achieved a single thing in this earth thingy, earth experience. I don't. But they showed me, look again. And then they showed me all the little moments, everything that I touched others with. A smile or an advice or a joke or a laughter or a pain that I gave them, how they turned it into a beautiful lesson and all sorts of things. How I cried and my tears made somebody more empathetic, more gentle, and how me being me was having more impact than I knew. And they said, look at it again. Look how much you've done. And I cried, and my follow-up question was, okay, what else can I do? I want to help more on earth. Give me more assignments. I want to do more to help. Very ambitious. But then again they said, you don't do, Arke, you just be. You be yourself. And that is enough. And then I was sent back. And that I tell to everybody, just be yourself and trust that you being yourself makes a difference. You just never know. And you don't need to know. As long as you just are clear with your intentions about your path, where you're going, what you want to do, everything, as long as it's intentional and you know the reason behind and it's coming from the space of love, curiosity, then that is the right thing to do for yourself. I always say to people, don't follow my path because it's pathless and I have no idea what I'm doing. I just create as I go. I do as I go. What feels right to me. And all the answers are within you, and your journey is so unique. So don't focus on other people's journeys, because your journey, your authentic self is unique. It is needed. And every single one of us belongs on earth for a reason. We are here for a reason. We inspire so much by our own path. And focus on the beauty you are. Yeah, focus on the beauty you are, on your own light. In terms of what you're here for, what should I do next? Comparison is good. You can look around at other people and see who's inspiring you, who's triggering you. And again, go back to yourself. Ask yourself, can I do that? Does it feel right to me? And try. Trying is good. It's all trial and error. It's a lesson, yeah. You have your whole lifetime to be a human. And to be a human is to be flawed, imperfect, try, make a mistake, get up, do it again. And that is okay, and that all makes your path unique. My path isn't that much of a different path. It is unique, and it's mine. So is everybody else's. Everybody's path is very unique, and I always say that who I am now isn't because of me, it's because of the world around me and people I meet. Everybody has touched me and shaped me, molded me, helped me to be me, by triggering, by being kind to me, or by being not kind to me. And that all made me. And same to you. Everybody's around you, just trying to make you feel more like you, trying to teach you, trying to get you out, trying to make you shine your light brighter and brighter and experience the human life fully. I always say, just have fun. We came to have fun. This life is short. It is super short, and we can just enjoy the ride. And along the way, learn about compassion and love, but just focus on your journey and focus on who you want to be, how you want to show up, what makes you happy. Because what makes you happy will make other people happy as well. But again, if for you it feels like copying and doing what the other person's doing, do it. That's good. When we are a baby, we do the same. That's our nature, to look, copy, try. When our parents do something, we try to do the same thing. We try to wear our mom's high heels because they're wearing it. We try everything. Even if it doesn't fit, we try. And we learn for ourselves. And when we grow up, we get our own heels. Just like that, people are around you to guide you. And you're the one who's deciding what guidance to take. But it's good to see, test, try everything. It's good. It's good for you. It's in our nature to do that. You try everything. Before Anna did this podcast, she did a crypto podcast. Before crypto podcast, she was doing TikTok dances. And she was working with students before that. There were many things she did. Same to me. So we do everything, and it's not final. Again, we're still evolving. Same to you. Just try. But one thing that helped me a lot was volunteering and helping. In a Buddhist monastery, helping and giving, that opened a lot to me. That the world is big, there's a lot of kindness, there's a lot to give, there's a lot that you can do in the world. Sometimes people get caught up in what they can do more, how they can actively help. But also, I think it's important to remember that passive help is a lot as well, and it's as important as active help. We have friends that give us advices and that are solution providers. But there are friends that are silent. They don't give you an active advice. They don't try to find a solution for you right away. They don't do that. They can be just silent and they listen. But again, that inaction is a lot as well. At least they don't judge you. They don't criticize you. They don't tell you the right way. And those people are golden people as well. So sometimes if you feel like I'm not doing anything, I'm not achieving, sometimes inaction is a huge action. Being harmless. Bringing no harm. Not criticizing. Not bringing any disturbance to other people. That is a lot. That's a big help as well. So that helped me a lot to understand that I can be an active help and also passive help. And I started appreciating people that are just simply themselves. They can quietly do their garden. They can just quietly listen, truly listen. People that are just there. They can just be. That's huge. So, yeah, even if you sometimes feel like you're not doing anything, you're actually doing a lot by not harming. And then Buddhist thing that I do, I'm not Buddhist, but I take a lot from Buddhism. At the end of the day, I ask myself, not what I did. I think we often ask ourselves, did I do something good today? Did I help anyone? And I used to be one of them as well. I used to ask myself, did I help today anybody? Did I do this? Was I productive? That was a big question for me. But nowadays I ask myself, did I lie today? There are 5 precepts in Buddhism. So did I lie today? No. Did I steal today? No. Did I kill anyone today? No. Did I abuse anybody today? No. Did I intoxicated myself? Was I bad to my body? No. And that is good enough for me at the end of the day. And I know it's all about balance. It's not, it's exaggerated, but those are 5 precepts, 5 simple rules of life: to not steal, to not lie, to not sexually abuse anybody, to not intoxicate yourself, to not kill even an insect. But that helps me, and I think and I hope that can help somebody else as well. At the end of the day, if you don't feel like you did anything productive, active, ask yourself, what did you do inactive?
There is a saying that really stuck with me from a song. Tony something. I will remember when I edit. But she has like all these kind of a little bit of a mantra songs, and in one moment she's like saying all the affirmations about I am this, like, and it's all about like being really like amazing and boss ass and taking on the world. And then she drops, I'm a human being, I'm not a human doing. And I was like, whoa, this was so profound for me. I was like, oh my God, I don't need to be a human doing anymore. I feel like I've been all my life, like, what have I done, right? And just be. It's actually so freeing, but also scary sometimes.
Yeah. Can be confusing. Yeah.
Can be confusing. So, Arke, where can people find you and listen to some more of your wisdom, connect with you, maybe get some guidance from you?
Okay. Thanks for the podcast and an amazing chat and an amazing experience that I'm enjoying right now. Being in my best friend's space, this super cozy apartment, and filming our podcast together. And we are young and we are incredibly cute and independent right now, and we don't know what the future holds for us, but we'll get there. I'm simply super grateful and happy right now, and very much at peace. Okay, you can find me on my website, which is literally my name, arkemuratwa.com. My Instagram is also arkemuratwa, in my YouTube channel, Divine Insight. I also have my blog on my website. If you are interested and you like to read, where I share my path, insights, and in poetry. I am also writing a book, and I'm a beginner at it, and it's gonna be my first book. Hopefully publish it next year. And it's very special to me, special to my heart, to my journey. The book's gonna include not only my journey and the lessons about Earth and what I learned on Earth, most importantly, all the beautiful beings, people I met on Earth and helped me and guided me to get there. And obviously I'm going to include their names as well. My intention for my book is, I hope by the end of it you read and you see how beautiful you are as well. How beautiful are the people I met, and the little things they said, little things they did, and all the small acts of kindness, how it brought me to big life lessons, how it helped me overcome a lot of things. And those people are going to be highlighted and included, and lots of love and light and hugs and kisses to them. And I hope by the end of it you'll realize and see. I wish for people to see at the end of it that there are so many kind and genuine, loving people on Earth, that we are all so much love and we're doing our best. What inspired me to write that book is I was guided to write that book. In my meditation, I was told, write a book. And it was guided by, it's funny to say, but it was guided by Buddha and Jesus, because I was asking a question before my meditation. What can I do? What is something I can do for people? Is there something I can do? I'm so confused. Sometimes I feel like people are missing something and I don't know what it is myself. What is it? And I was guided to write a book. And then I asked myself, oh, how different is it gonna be? It's just a book. I don't know how to write it. I don't know. I've never done it before. Again, I'm a beginner at everything, beginner for this life as well. And I just decided, I already had a document on my computer of all the lessons and insights I got and I learned and realized, and from people, all the advices and lessons and inspiration and their names, dates. And I looked at it and I realized that's it. That's what I want to do. That's exactly what I feel like people have missed when Buddha was giving his teachings, Jesus was giving his teachings. People got too much focused on their path, on their enlightenment, and started worshipping and started a religion for each one of them. But they became who they are, who they were, because of other people around them. There were so many people that guided Jesus and Buddha saw sufferings of other people being vulnerable, asking for help, sharing something. That has inspired him, touched him. Same to Jesus. A great guy, by the way. But again, people started focusing too much on their path and how to be like them and what they said and to do it the right way. There is no right way, there is your way only. But again, it's about their way. And it is great to look at somebody and admire. But again, they can be a guidance, they can be a map, roadmap but you must explore your own map, create your own map, and see it for yourself. Test what Buddha said, test what Jesus said, see for yourself if it's the same as you feel. If you see the same insights, the lessons, and you have same vision, check for yourself. And that's what I want for other people, to not read my book and think, wow, she's super wise and she knows everything, but to read my book and see, I'm so glad to know that there are so many good people on earth, and I'm excited to meet them as well. I'm excited to learn from others around, from the world around me, to make this world a friend of mine. I wish for people to see their own light and the lights around them and let them guide each other. That is it. Again, thanks for having me, and if people listen till the end, thank you for that, and be excited for many more. Subscribe and like, and be excited for more, because I'm also excited. I'm a huge fan of Anna, my best friend, and a cheerleader. And thanks for everything today, all the beautiful questions and all the beautiful things that you do for me, not only with the podcast but in real life. She cooks for me, she takes care of me like a baby. I come here and I relax. She's a true embodiment of an active and not inactive help, because she is a person who will listen and ask, what can I do for you? And give a chance to acknowledge what I need, what kind of support I need, and she gives that. So thanks for that. In our friendship, I appreciate it. And thanks for this opportunity to be on your podcast and in your journey, to be your friend, to be your guest. And when you'll become a super popular podcaster, interviewer / author, dancer, and a boss bitch, hope I'm still there. And thanks for listening, and to those who listened, I wish for you to today notice who's around you, who cares for you, and I hope you can find little happiness in little things around you and inside of you, and appreciate yourself. And I think the whole conversation we had was all about authenticity, and I hope Anna inspires you with her authenticity, and me in my journey can make you think and look inward and see how beautiful you are and worthy you are. And the name of the podcast was 111 Ways of Healing, right? Way to heal. Healing is a lifetime journey, and it's not linear. We go back and forth, and that's all part of this humaning journey. It's part of the fun. So I hope you enjoy your healing journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Arke. I appreciate you being on the podcast with me. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. I am so glad we did it in person as well. I really was looking forward to doing this in person and creating magic. I feel like the topic was exactly what I wanted to draw out of you in terms of like the wisdom. I just knew she would have some really good advice, and I feel like you were shining in your answers. And thank you so much for staying and listening until the end. I love you. I appreciate you for staying back and listening. please comment if something resonated, if something you feel like you would like to share, or any questions. I think comments online really can be healing for others by reading them, by reading your reflections. I hope one day my podcast will have that. I still haven't had a comment like that before, but I can't wait. I know it will happen eventually. It will touch someone who will be comfortable with sharing that. But if you already feel cold, Arke could be the one for my podcast. But again, thank you for being here. I am grateful, and I will see you in the next one.
Yay! Thanks. Bye-bye.
Please share this episode with your nearest and dearest. Give this a like and leave a review. All of these help us reach the right people who need some healing in their life. I hope this serves your healing process.